If you think Andrea Berta is playing at Arsenal, you're in for the wrong story. Because I believe this guy is not gonna leave Arsenal short, in my opinion. The way he works, the master class, the way he is actually negotiating deals, the way he's going to different clubs and trying to get this deals over the line, you're in for a very, very good season, probably Arsenal, with the likes of Gyökeres, Sesko, Zubimendi, Rodrygo, and there are other news. But before I go on and tell you what Andrea Berta is actually doing, and we dive deep into what is happening in the market for Arsenal, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, people. If you are new, the like button looks like thumbs up underneath the video. And let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Because listen, I want you to picture Arsenal with Zubimendi, two strikers, not one, because that's what I'm reading from the situation. We're going to talk about why I'm reading this and how I'm reading that Andrea Berta might actually sign two strikers. And he has alternatives for wingers. Arsenal can end the window with 4 signings, probably 5 if the news are correct, about a defender that Arsenal are targeting if they can offload Kivio. But let's start by actually what Andrea Berta has done with Viktor Gyökeres. They kind of went away. They went for Sesko. They are negotiating for Sesko, and they're trying to strike a deal with RB Leipzig. Suddenly, they are going for the 97 goal scored striker from Sporting Lisbon, who's unhappy with the management, with the president of Sporting Lisbon after the agreement that was done last summer that he can leave for 46 million pounds. Now they are demanding about 67 to 70 million pounds. But Arsenal have already submitted a bid. Arsenal, even though we all thought that Sesko is the one, they're going to go for the one and everything, they already submitted a bid, as it's reported that the bid has been placed for them. But it looks like Arsenal are actually up in their game. Arsenal are going in to actually try to submit a second bid higher for about 59 or 60 million pounds to land the striker. This guy have scored 97 goals in 102 games, 54 this season in all competition for Sporting Lisbon. An all-rounder striker, size, athletic, like physicality, and he scores abundance of goals, as we know. But listen, there is news that Arsenal fans are not want him. They want Sesko instead. They want the project striker and all the stock. And listen, for Sesko itself, the saga is not dead. The guy who had 39 goals in 87 games, younger than Gyökeres, a striker that is tall, that is big, that is so dominant in the air. The talks has been going between Arsenal and Leipzig. Leipzig apparently again are not actually honoring the agreement that they had with the player last season that he would leave. But it looks like Sesko and his agents, as it's reported, that they think that deal will be done. Are Arsenal actually going to sign both? Are Arsenal actually going to go for both? 2 for the price of 1, 2 for about 120 million pounds. If they get Sesko for 60 to 65 million pounds and they can get Gyökeres for 60, 125 million pounds will secure their future at the striker position for Mikel Arteta's team. Listen, the reason why they might need 2 strikers is because different options. They only scored 69 goals last season, so they might need a clinical finisher up top. Kai Havertz is coming in again and next season after his injury, but maybe Arsenal need completely different number 9s. Listen, Arteta, the way they create from the sides, the way they cross the ball a lot, the way they do the set pieces, Arsenal might need 2 different profiles of strikers. And maybe Gyökeres and Sesko are the answer to this. And Arsenal are building a team that actually try to win the league and the Champions League as well, because they came close in the last 2 seasons. Last season, it wasn't much because of the injuries, because of Liverpool were brilliant. They deserved the title. Of course, everyone knows that with Salah's magnificent season and Van Dijk and McAllister. And Arsenal didn't play well, maybe because of the lack of clinical finishing up top, because Odegaard as well didn't create a lot. But listen, maybe with these 2 strikers, if Andrea Berta can actually sign these 2 together, because From what I'm reading the situation, they are placing a bid here and a bid there. If the two bids are accepted, Arsenal can sign two, and they can actually shake the market like this and shake the Premier League. Liverpool are moving quickly. Man City are moving quickly in the market. So maybe Arsenal are waiting for their time. Of course, that is after the triggering of Martin Zubimendi's deal. Of course, earlier, where ball winning midfielder, someone that dictates the tempo, absolutely brilliant midfielder. Him, Mikel Merino, if they keep Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and maybe Kai Havertz as well as an option as a second striker or another midfielder, maybe that is a complete midfield for them. If Odegaard can go back to his best, I think that is absolutely gonna be brilliant for them because he has given us two very, very good seasons. And last season, not so much. And because of a lot of things and there are a lot of excuses that people have given him. I'm just waiting to see if he actually can go back to his best along with someone like Zubimendi, because I think Zubimendi unlocks Martin Odegaard. He doesn't have to drop deep. He doesn't have to dictate the game from the back. He doesn't have to get the ball from the defenders. He just needs to stay up top at the 10 and let Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice do the work behind him. If that happened, I think that would be phenomenal if Martin Odegaard can come back and they add a striker. I think that would be absolutely a brilliant, brilliant midfield for them. There are other news that we didn't speak about, but before we go on, make sure to like the video if you're still here, though. Don't forget that. Let me know in the comments, do you think Arsenal can sign the two strikers? Because it looks like they said that Arsenal have about 200 million to spend. Of course, there are people that are going to leave. They are Zinchenko's leaving. I know Jorginho left for free. They can sell a winger, or they can sell Kivior and they can sign a defender. There are people that are about to leave Arsenal. Of course, they signed Kepa as the backup goalkeeper. But there is a name that surfaced on the market earlier today. And that is why I'm saying that Andrea Berta is not just targeting one player. Everyone knows that Arsenal are admiring Rodrygo and they are waiting for Rodrygo for the decision. They have approached the guy. They are waiting for the guy's decision, but he's waiting for his assessment under the new manager, Xabi Alonso, that joined Real Madrid. He wants a guarantee that he can get minutes, that he can start, but no one can guarantee him this at Real Madrid. The price, though, is a lot. It's about 100 million euros, 85 million pounds. That is the quoted price. And that is why Arsenal are targeting Antonio Nusa, the Norwegian left winger. That he's been very, very good. Every time I watch the guy, he's quick, he's athletic, and I genuinely think he's a very, very good winger for Arsenal. Is he better than Martinelli? Maybe just a new face at Arsenal, my opinion. He is someone that if Arsenal can get Sesko and Gyökeres and they can sign this guy, I think they have completed the team. You cannot just rely on Rodrygo's deal to be done, because what if Rodrygo's deal is not done? They have to look for other options. He's a low risk. He's not going to be expensive. He's going to be cheap. If Rodrygo deal is too complex, they can go for him. He is someone that maybe Arteta can develop. But listen, already Arsenal have Martinelli and Trossard. They're not good enough. But I think with two strikers, if they get both Sesko and Gyökeres, I think they might change the formation. I'm not sure. I want to see what Arteta does next season. But listen, this window strategy from Arsenal at the current moment, it has a flexibility because you're going for different targets. You're not only focusing on one target. The investment is not a lot, because if Arsenal in this window with a spending of 200 to 220 million pounds, that is not a lot. There are other people that spend so much money in this window already, and there are people like teams like Man City have already spent in January 200 million. Now they are closing in on 150 million, if I'm not mistaken, with Reinders, Nouri, and Shirkin. They're still trying to target a right back. That is not a lot of money. I know that people talk about Arteta and the money that he spent, but listen, if he assembles this team with both strikers, I actually think that will be a masterclass from Berta. Let me know if you guys think that Arsenal can sign two strikers. Zubimendi lockdown. They are targeting a left winger as it's reported. Maybe, maybe this could be the Arsenal's best window ever, ever. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like the video before you go and make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys later.